We are here with Western Washington head coach Diane Flick-Williams. To her left, Tess Biscup, and to her right, Gabby Gunterman, after a 3-1 victory in the opening round of the NCAA Regional. First, coach, just an opening statement about today's match.
First thing I want to say is congratulations to Simon Fraser in the year that they've had. I know they went through a lot of adversity, never playing 6-on-6 based on their COVID rules until they started fall. So Gina did an outstanding job, and I want to congratulate Bianca Tay and Julia Tays for outstanding careers. They have been frustrating to play against the last 4 years, and so I just want to congratulate them because they were awesome again today. I think this was one of those matches where we we're experiencing something different. Even though people go, you've been here before or whatever, we haven't. And I think this was a level of expectations and burden we put on ourselves that we haven't experienced before. So we did see a lot of opening match jitters and just trying to work ourselves through it. But I think we did a good job with that. Our hue and cry is what we call the red zone. If we get to 20 points, we're going to have to push hard. And Simon certainly tested us in that. And I thought we did a really good job finishing that. These two were staples for us on the pins, and our middles were outstanding today too, hitting very efficiently. So overall, pleased with what we started with, hoping that for tomorrow we can be a little more steady than we were today. But please. Yeah, okay, great. Thanks. We're on the same page.
Tess and Gabby, you guys really were tested, truly tested. But you played Simon Fraser in the last game of the regular season. How helpful is that to be familiar with your opponent here at the tournament?
I mean, I guess it's helpful, but I think we try to look at every match like a new match and that they could possibly change something, so we don't want to expect that they're just going to play exactly the same. We want to make sure that we keep our level of play where we want it. So I think we prepare the same for every single game despite playing them before.
Did you see anything different today?
Not necessarily. I mean, I do think that they played good like they always do, but like Gabby said, we just focus on improving every day in practice and trusting our training, so in moments like this we're ready.
Ladies, I look at that box score. You hit 229 against a very physical SFU team. Just how physical is that block, in the scale of volleyball? I mean, that's a pretty physical block with some good size to it.
They are. They're a good blocking team. I think what makes it even better is they are a scrappy defensive team. So that's what frustrates, I think, our hitters. We feel like we can probably hit well on the block, even though it doesn't look like it in the stats. But I think that the fact we feel like we have to hit finer shots because their defense is so good makes it a little bit more, in a very respectful way, irritating. They did a really good job. They're a good defensive team, and we know that going in, and we know that rallies are not going to be one and done, that we're going to have to play long rallies. And so that's what we knew, at least was familiar with them. Didn't mean we liked it, though, when we had to go do it.
One GNAC team down, another one tomorrow night. Is there we prefer it to be somebody else, but we're happy to be, moving to Friday kind of deal? Because, I mean, nobody wants to knock out somebody from their own conference, right?
Well, I kind of joked that this half of the bracket was a GNAC conference tournament, the other half was a CCA conference tournament. So it would be nice to play other teams just for the experience of playing other teams in postseason. But, we have to take every team one at a time, just like they do. We just have to face whatever opponent comes through the bracket, win, lose, or draw. It's kind of like when we met San Bernardino in Denver. It's like there was no real expectation we'd meet up, but we both did our best to not play well to meet each other at that point. So, chips fall where they may, and we have to play what we see in front of us.
Ladies, Coach mentioned some of the things that Simon Fraser had to deal with during the off year. Talk about what you guys had to deal with. We all go home. We don't, see our teammates, our coworkers for, a certain period of time. I think for me it was 8 weeks. For you guys it was probably longer. Just talk about how hard that was for you guys as student athletes to deal with, because a major part of your life was, taken out, from school and being on the volleyball court and all those things.
Yeah. We did a lot of Zoom. We spent a lot of time connecting and trying to create our culture, despite not being near each other. I think that's something that stands out about our program is our just burning passion love for each other. And I think that's something that we really worked on while we didn't have the chance. And then when we got the chance is that we took it for every day and made something great out of it, every practice, every whatever it was that we got the opportunity. I think we just owned the moment.
Yeah, like Gab kind of said, WW volleyball is built on culture and togetherness. So that was hard during COVID, but we did spend a lot of time on Zoom and spent a lot of time like trying to find different ways to reach out and spend time together. So that was good, but it's definitely been nice being back together.
Coaches, as a coach, what was the toughest part about that whole process for you?
Well, I'm a people coach. Like, I am about connections and relationships and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't watch one more thing about volleyball and learn X's and O's because I had no one to share it with. And so that, to me, was the hardest part. Like, I really enjoy being around my team. I enjoy their personalities. I enjoy mentoring them. I enjoy working with them, even though sometimes it's hard and they don't like the lessons. But they're, like, so great to be, that they want to go through it and be with them. And so to me, that's the hardest part for me personally. It's just that I miss the relationship. Zoom does nothing for me. Just because I can see their face does not mean that we connect. And so I really got frustrated during that process that there wasn't this time together.
This is a program that it seems like you and Cal State San Bernardino are kind of the standard bearers of Division II in the West region, whether you guys are 2-1, 1-2. Just talk about, and maybe you ladies can chime in too, the expectation that lays on a program to have that on you guys year in, year out, that the best of the GNAC is, waiting for you all across the upper Northwest in Canada on a yearly basis.
That's something that we take pride in. We know we get everybody's best match when we play them. And so it's not, the expectations can be heavy, but it's for us to manage. We have a really good practice environment, so we play against a great team every day, and we mix ourselves up enough to where we're constantly competing. So that helps us get prepared for the everyday competition. And it is hard to have those expectations, especially after being in a COVID year when we didn't get the off-season training. A lot of things that we relied on to take advantage of in the off-season to have that next level, we didn't get. So it's it's something that we appreciate from those who came before us. These guys are definitely laying their own bricks, but they get to put them on top of people who have been there and have put in the time and the effort and the drive to do so. So, there are some days when you just wish it would give you a little break from it, but the reality is it is what it is, and we'll take it because it's an honor to have.
All right, I'm good.
Coach, I know you said you take the bracket as it comes. The bracket happens to come with you playing the last team you lost to 17 matches ago. Talk about that rematch feeling. Is that nice to maybe have that opportunity to avenge that loss?
Well, we had an opportunity when we were at home already to play them, so that was nice. But every match is new, and this is a neutral court. I think we both took advantage of our home court when we played against each other, and Central's a good team. They're well coached. I think they've been going through the same kind of process that we have. I really, really hope we're a different team now than we were back in September. I know specifically these two are different people than they were at that point, but they are too. So, it's going to be one of those things where what are we bringing tomorrow night, and what are they bringing, and time to play ball.
That's one quick one. You talked about in a nice way, irritating. And they kept coming back. You had leads most of the night, and yet you'd get to 4 or 5, and they would run off 3 or 4 in a row. Talk about the mentality of having to just constantly fight that off in the way you had to tonight.
Do you want me to say it's like cliche-ish and what's good coaching, or do you want me to say what's actually in my head?
I know
because those are two totally different things.
I don't know if you want to say it. But
unfortunately for us, we've done that quite a bit. And so it's something that we need to get better at for sure, is creating a lead and then staying with what got us that lead. But that is Simon Fraser. So we're not really surprised with it. It's what they do. They are always feisty. They're always scrappy. They can rattle them off quick. And so it's something that wasn't foreign to us because that's the Simon Fraser we played the previous 2 times we played him.
Thanks so much. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much.